And we're live, I think. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me okay. The computer was being weird this morning. I couldn't get music working and I rebooted things. It still seems like it's a little bit laggy. I think I've got it as dialed in as I can get it, but I want to make sure before I start talking. Yep, okay, cool. Because there's been many a times where I've started streaming and I've talked to myself and nobody's here. I mean, you guys are here in the waiting room. So what's going on, Viking? I hope everybody's doing awesome. Welcome to, this is the first Wednesday of February. It is February 4th, which is crazy. Let's see who's all here today. We got Nice is in the house, down under, nice and early. Hope you're doing all right. Tux is here. Zach's here. Maurice is in the house. Beats, I said hi to you. Rod, how's it going? John Beck, hello. Lisa, nice and early as well. How's it going? Let's see. I think, is that everybody that popped up in chat so far? Rob, loud and clear. Hello. Awesome. So we are gonna dive right into it today. Hey Raj, oh, thank you so much, man, for 11 months, almost 1 year. That is awesome. Thank you for all the support. Yeah, so we've got a printer that is hopefully ready to power on and just work. I'm not putting my money on that statement being the reality, but that's what my hope is. Let's see, I'm doing well working on setting up Fusion 360 and a VM virtual machine on Catchy OS to get that working, and also working on Tinker Atlas and preparing for Streamlabs today. Man, you sound busy. Good luck with all that. I think I said hi to Zach. How's it going? So yeah, hey Deanna. So yeah, I've been doing a lot. Lighting is so good. Thank you very much. I'm very happy with the lighting, man. Like, compared to, I mean, this isn't how it was before, because I had, like, you know, I had the little stand lights, but just when I turn this off and turn it back on, I'm like, wow. it is lit in here. Oh wow, the white balance has got to correct. Hold on. There we are. All right. It was like, I should have had like a angel sound effect, like ah. That's made me very white for a second there. So yeah, I've spent many hours on this printer since last week. So before it looked gloomy like Dracula's Lair or something, well, maybe I will need to return to that for like a Halloween special. I'll get some fangs, we'll get the little cape thing, and we'll make it nice and gloomy. My U1 is arriving on Friday. Awesome, that is going to be a lot of fun. Casper's in the house. Yeah, I got some sun like the other day. I think I went for a little walk. Anyways, let's just jump right into looking at this printer, and I will go over everything I've done, everything I haven't done, which I've done a lot. So for starters, we still have a little bit of an issue with some of the wiring. The LED wiring that's routed through right here. I printed out these guys that were recommended the other day, and they don't fit very well. Oops, let me see, if I push this in here, like one side is loose and one side is too tight. So I don't, like you can see, it's like, I just don't love these. So right now, everything is just kind of loosely fit. Funny enough, I happened to see that Tuxedo, you commented on this particular file. Hey, thank you so much for becoming a member, Zach. That's awesome. What do we do again? I saw you comment on this, that you printed these in TPU, and I am thinking I might do the same and see if I can just print them in TPU and have them laying down. I will probably just print like 2 at a time to get the fit correctly in case I need to scale them at all. Hey, Akbal. But yeah, these are just the way I printed them, which is how they recommended them. I tried those, they don't fit well. Oh. Did you end up just printing the same ones in TPU, or did you find a different model? If you have another recommendation, I'm all ears. In TPU might be a different story though. Yeah, if somebody has a recommendation for basically 15 slot covers, I am all ears, because these ones I think were the ones that were recommended last week, and they just aren't working well for me. So, yeah. Deanna, where is your multimeter? If you were closer, you're not that far away, it'd be a bit of a drive, but you're more than welcome to borrow mine. I do not know where yours is, unfortunately, though. I don't have that psychic capability. So yeah, I might try printing those in TPU, and if that doesn't work, I might look at a different model, but they just aren't fitting the way I wanted to. So I've got this in there loose, and I've got the cables for the AB motors also just in the channel loose. which I don't love, but they seem to be holding for now. So if anything fails, you can always do hot glue. I don't even know where my hot glue gun is, so maybe I can show Deanna where her multimeter is and she can show me where my hot glue gun is. So other things that have changed since last week is I swapped out this piece. So if you can see, let's see, probably gonna turn on manual focus for like the close zoom ins. Let's see. So Delmar messaged Jose from LDO and he reached out to me regarding this, and they didn't have exactly a fix for this, but I went ahead. Hey Luke, I got my fingers crossed for your first. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Might just need to adjust for the proper fit. Yeah, that's why I think I'll print like 2 at a time, just so that we've got like adequate cooling for each of them, and then I'll take them off and then, you know, probably have to scale them a couple times. So if you guys remember last week, the stock part for this, basically where this little, I'm gonna call it a ramp, but where this sort of area that sticks out is, that didn't exist last week. On the stock part, it's the same height. And so when I tightened the zip tie, it was bending this cable. So I basically just took the measurement from, like, I measured what the gap was, and I measured about where the board was. Clearly my measurement wasn't perfect. And I just extruded and then sort of created a, hey, Kanik, thank you so much for the raid, man. That might be my first raid, dude. Thank you so much. We'll do definitely air horn and some cheers. Cheers, wait, oh. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great stream, man. Oh man, everyone here, keep your fingers crossed, because we are like probably 5 to 10 minutes away from booting this for the first time, and we are hoping for no magic smoke. Hopefully I printed everything. Hopefully I not printed, wired everything correctly. I believe I did, but there's always what if. So I was just showing, Taylor just finished some VVD. Oh, nice. How is that going? I originally was planning on installing it on the 2.4, but with this guy being done, I might actually try the VVD on the Micron Plus, especially since it has the cutting arm on it. No 19 extra volts, gosh, I hope not. So I was just showing that basically I remodeled this part so that way it sticks out a bit further and there's not a gap between the printed part and the Nighthawk cable. It was putting strain on it, and we had concerns, especially chat. I was like, we'll just leave it, but chat was concerned that it was going to damage the cable, so I did end up redesigning that. And then Jose over LDO sent over these little like glands, I guess printable glands. I will say that the way this all goes together is not ideal. It was tricky. It was tricky getting all of this. So you did the loop with the cable. That is in the PDF. Wait, what PDF? I didn't see any documentation on it. I got a screenshot from Jose and was like, oh, that's how it works. So basically this piece right here has a heat insert, and you have to bolt from underneath the board into this part. So you have to take the board off, get this mounted, and the cable ran through it before you put the board on. And the order of operation, like, it's not that it's difficult, but I didn't see any documentation on it, and so I had to redo and undo quite a few things to get this working correctly. And then I didn't see anything on this either, but it looked like from Jose's picture he sent me that these were just kind of zip tied in place. So this loops in, and then it just comes into the back here like this. And this is also another printed one, and it just zip ties together. So I think it's good enough. I feel like it could be improved upon a little bit. I realize it's a compact toolhead and there's only so much space to do things, but at the very least, I feel like documentation should address the order of operation of getting this working, because it just wasn't very clear. Okay, now you guys get to see my rat's nest down below. I did end up also last week on stream, we got the bed on and I made a whoopsie. I didn't realize that I was supposed to add a second thermistor. So there's one thermistor that comes pre-wired. There's a second thermistor that gets screwed into the center of the bed. And so I did get that installed. Bold but pretty colors on the Micron, I gotta admit. I gotta give Heart K credit for that. He gave me like 3 renders. I was trying to figure out what color scheme I wanted to go with. And I always kind of go with black as the primary with an accent. I mean, that's like what I've done on most of the builds. And so he sent over 3 different renders of color schemes, and I saw this one and kind of fell in love with it. I think it looks really, really nice. Okay, so here's what's going on underneath the hood. Oh, we just lost our cover for the, let me change it so it's like this. Flip it this way. Oh. I'm actually, like, it is messy down here, but considering I didn't shorten cables, man, the lighting is actually not that great on this side still, unfortunately. It's better than it was before. And I think I can also adjust, let's see. Yeah, I can adjust f-stop a little bit and bring you guys down. So all things considered, my goal was, I did shorten all of the toolhead wires because it's visible, easily visible, and I want it to look as good as possible. Down here, I was a little less concerned and just really didn't want to go through the process of shortening everything. Hold on, let me pop this back on. There we go. So yeah, this is where we're at. This is where we are with, let me see if I can get a better angle still. I don't love camera angle, it's very crooked. There we go. I think that'll do. So this is where I'm leaving it. This is, maybe in the future I will do something a bit better, but like all things considered, I was quite proud. I did put a fair bit of thought into routing wires under the board as much as possible. The biggest rat's nest that was forming was all of the stepper motor wires. I mean, these are like full length wires, yet the distance is just, you know, I don't know. I know this in inches, like 4 or 5 inches, and I had lots and lots of room to work with. So I did a little bit of routing under the board and then tried my best to kind of just place them here. There was a screenshot and documentation that kind of showed this is how they had it. So I went with that. And then for the screen cable, I just routed it underneath and kind of popped up here. And hopefully my concern, one of my concerns is that once the panel's on here, I'm hoping it's not going to put too much strain on the cable for the Pi. It's by far the tallest cable down here. I think we're probably going to be okay because there are these little orange. I can show you guys actually. I think this is an example of one of them. There are these little orange standoffs that will basically go over the top here, which gives us an extra, I don't know, 5 millimeters or so of height. Maybe it's more than that, but I think it's about 5 millimeters. And so hopefully we have clearance. I think we will. So yeah, everything should be good to go. I did flash the micro SD card again because it failed last week. I ended up taking it upstairs to my Mac and it worked the first time. I don't know, this computer is slightly cursed. It never flashes micro SD cards all that well. It usually takes a few tries, so I just brought it upstairs. So, yeah, I think the game plan will be to power this on. I think I'll leave it on its side while we power it on, just so we can see if anything bad happens down here. It'll be easy to spot where the error is. I'm hoping it doesn't because, like I said, I spend a lot of time. Yeah, I think first power up. Yeah, we're gonna do it right now. So let me grab. Here's our power cable. I am hoping for the best. I am really hoping for the best. I did look over everything too one more time to make sure my grounds are where my grounds are. Neutrals look fine, lives look fine, SSR is hooked up. I grounded the frame, I grounded the SSR. We've got our signal cables popping over here. I mean, I think we're good. I hope we're good. All right, I'm plugging it in. Let me get the dog hair off of the cable. All right, everybody. First, power up. 3, 2, 1. I see lights. I see power supply lights. I see controller lights. I don't see any smoke. I see Pi is flickering like it's going through its first boot. What's the screen doing? I don't see anything going on with the screen, but that could be because the board is... I feel like the screen should be showing something. Thought I smelled magic smoke, but I don't think I did. Yeah, screen's not showing anything at all. I don't see a backlight or anything, so that's gonna be the next thing to address. I'm 99% sure I installed the cable in the correct orientation. There was a there was a link in the LDO docs that I looked at, and I'm pretty sure I installed it correctly. Ribbon cable's not in. Ribbon cable should be in. Ribbon cable's plugged in right there, and then it's plugged in over there. It's like pretty bent at the screen, which I talked about this when we installed it, and everyone said that was fine. We just had screen ribbon cables on the other side. Oh, geez. Okay, well, we'll see. Let's see. We'll give this a minute. I know the first boot sometimes takes a little bit to kind of do anything. Yeah, definitely screen's not working. Oops. Let me grab my phone and check to see if this shows up on the network. I am pretty sure I seated that thing correctly though, so it could be a bad cable. I mean, I was pretty careful. It doesn't look like I pinched it anywhere. I don't see any damage to it. Contacts on the Pi towards the bottom. Wait, what? Contacts on the Pi towards the bottom in this orientation. Oh, is it backwards then? I've got the blue side is on this side. Like the blue portion of the ribbon cable is facing this direction and the pins are on this direction. I referenced this if anyone wants to see. So, that orientation, okay, yeah. This is, I checked, LDO had this in their docs and it basically showed like that the pins should be facing this side. So I did mimic that. It's possible that I didn't, let's see, is the Pi ready? Let me see if I see it on the network. I don't see it on the network. Oh, I do, it's on the network, okay. Yeah, still nothing on the screen, but let's see if I pull up. Oop, that didn't work, 1 sec. Should be called FlippyBot local. No, that didn't work. Maybe it's not FlippyBot.local? Let's just try IP. 192.168.1.5. Huh, interesting. 192.168.105.159. Cannot connect. Does the Clipper screen need to be installed before you see anything on the screen? I thought usually you see the terminal. Maybe not, but I thought you usually see the terminal. The server isn't ready yet. We think it's still expanding? It doesn't look like, I mean, I don't see any green flickering anymore going on. I feel like by this point, it usually would have loaded. Am I on the right Wi-Fi network? I am. Try SSH. Okay. So it's gonna be SSH, I think modbot at 192.168.105.159. Password. So it is working. Oh, we probably don't have anything installed on it. I forgot, this doesn't have, like, it's just the Pi OS image. So we're gonna need to go through, let's see. We need to install Kaya. Wait, no, that's for the screen. Oh, Kaya, here we go. That's probably why. I'm so used to installing the mainsail image like right out the gate. Yeah. That's why. Normally, it's first off, it's been a minute since I think I've flashed Clipper from scratch. The Venture was ready to rock and roll, if I'm not mistaken, out the gate. And normally I install like mainsail with Pi Imager, so this is a little bit different compared to how I normally would do things, but that's fine. All right, here we go. So we need to install everything. We need to install, and we need to install, so we'll just go through everything, I suppose. Start with Clipper. Number of Clipper instances 1. Create example, printer config, that's fine. Cool. Yay! The screen should work regardless of this, so you likely still have an issue there. Yeah, it should be showing like the terminal, right? The only bummer is I probably, like, the only thing I'll be able to do today is unplug and plug things back in. It'll be a little bit tricky on the screen side because of the way it's sort of smashed in there. I'm pretty sure I have some cables somewhere upstairs. I don't know where. I'm not going to run up today looking for it because I don't want to leave you guys down here. So if that's the case, we'll do everything else and I'll worry about the screen. I'll worry about the screen offline. Terminal or desktop, depending which you picked. I did light, so I think it would show terminal. I don't think it has a desktop environment. I'm just happy that nothing nothing smoked and it booted right up. I mean, you know, aside from the screen, but it's on the network. It's always a really good feeling. It's always a really good feeling. I did have time to like work on this though in silence though late at night a few times, so I was able to kind of get in my zone. How's everybody's February going? How's everybody's month going? Can't believe, I mean, I know it's only February, but it was just January 1st, like yesterday. Also, for anyone that wasn't here last week, the game plan is that starting on next stream. Nice! Thank you for the gifted memberships, man. Let's see, we'll do air horn. And cheers. Thank you for the support, man. Let's see. Mid got one. Terminally Chill got one. I like your name. Chris, Max, and Christian. Good part about these flex cables is you install them. Inverted, nothing happens. Isn't February Valentine's and that's it? I've got my brother-in-law and brother-in-law's girlfriend are coming to stay with us starting next Monday. And I can't remember how long they're staying with us. I think they're staying with us for, I think it's more than a week, but not quite 2 weeks. I'm gonna say like 10 days. So we will have a fuller house starting Monday. But it'll be nice. I haven't seen them in a while. It's definitely been over a year, and they haven't met Landon yet, so that'll be exciting. No, oh, you missed the first flick of the switch. So I'll bring you up to speed, Candyman. There was no smoke, no magic smoke. Everything booted right up, and we are now installing Clipper. The only thing that doesn't appear to be working is the screen. So very likely it's a cable issue. Because of the way, I'll show you guys this, but I showed this last week. I really don't like this. I've had multiple people tell me it's not a problem, it'll be fine. And this is how they're running their Microns as well. But this side of the cable specifically, it gets sandwiched against this printed part, and this is a pretty stiff cable piece here. So it is at a pretty extreme angle getting bent into there. So that's my theory about where the issue probably lies, but we'll see. Nice, thank you for the donation. Smash the like button, everyone. 180 people lurking. That is awesome. Thank you all for being here. It is taking quite a while to get Clipper installed. Is it February Valentine's Day? Yeah, it is Valentine's Day on the 14th. Oh, I don't remember you saying maybe I do remember you being sick. Bronchitis still isn't 100% over. Man, There's been a lot of stuff going around. Jack came down with something again. He brought a sickness into the house like right when my little winter break started, and I got sick for like 2 weeks. And then Monday night when he was going to bed, I noticed he had a little bit of a runny nose, but I thought it was because he'd been outside the yard with me and was kind of playing with a bunch of, you know, weeds and sticks and stuff. Maybe it was just allergies, but we're going on 2 days later and it's developed into a sneeze and a cough and stuff. So I'm like, oh gosh, another one. Perlin, thanks for becoming a member, man. Cheers. That does not look good. Yeah, I feel the same way. When we first were building this and I saw that, I said, I don't love this. And I said, it doesn't seem right, but I had a few people with Micron saying, I've been running my Micron like that for a year, it's fine. So yeah, I mean, it should have been seated properly and locked in place before I popped it in that printed part. But if I unplug this side and it doesn't work, that's gonna be what my theory is about what's not working, is that end. Unless the cable is just faulty. I mean, that's always a possibility as well. It's also updating all Linux packages. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, this feels like a really long time. Who is it? Were you playing in the backyard? Okay. You want to say hi real quick? You gonna take the basketball back there? Okay, Daddy's streaming though. Okay, I'll leave this unlocked. Okay. What? Don't touch the water, baby. Jackson, leave it. Okay, I'm gonna stream. I'll leave this unlocked. You staying in the backyard, right? Okay, I love you. that was highly unexpected. that was highly unexpected. I guess Jack was playing in the backyard, and I heard like the tiniest knocking on the door, and I'm like, no one ever comes in from that direction. Okay, your current user is not in group. It is possible that you won't be able to successfully connect your flash or controller board without your user being a member of that group. If you want to add the current user to the group listed above and answer with yes. I don't think I've seen this too much. I'm gonna assume I want to say yes, add user to group, but I also don't know why the user wouldn't be in group. He's still right here. I heard like the tiniest knock, and first I was like, monkey? I was like, monkey can't knock like that. And then I open the door, he says, ah. Jack. Okay, he's right. I don't know if you want to go out back with him or what, but he's just hanging out, like knocking on the door with his ball. By the back door? Hey, Mom said she's gonna meet you by the back door by the kitchen, okay? Yeah, watch out for a dog poop, bud. Hey, Jackson, take your ball and go meet Mom by the slider, okay? Mommy's gonna be by the kitchen slider, okay? Take the ball. Watch out for dog poop. Yes, okay, we're gonna hit yes. I think it's by default, right? But we'll capital Y, yes. Okay. StockOS doesn't have all the groups connected. Yeah, you want your user to join? Okay, perfect. It's new due to the permission changes in Raspberry. Got it. Okay, so Clipper should be good now. So now we'll do Moonraker. Create new example, Moonraker. Huh? Yeah. There's this right outside here is what I call the dog run area, where it's just rock and it's where we let the dog or monkey out. And it's, yeah, I'm never on top of not on top of maintaining that area as much as I should be. So Jackson knocked on the door to tell me that there was a lot of poopies. Hey, what's up, Armor? You're still abroad, right? Or you? No, yeah, you're still gone. How's Prague? Not Prague. Prague. Remember when you clip a screen to pick no when it asks about Network Manager? Okay. What's the reason for that? Is there a bug? I don't know. Hey, Death Cube. I'm here till Friday. Nice. How's it been so far, dude? You've been there for a week then, because you were flying out a week ago. I remember you were at the airport last Wednesday. Charlie Crusoe, man. Getting requirements to build wheel. Hey Precursor. Hey Stacking. What model screen is that? It is... It was a Pi screen. Or not a Pi, I'm sorry, it was a Big Tree Tech screen. I don't see on the backside, unfortunately, a... I don't see a model number on it. It must be on the front, covered. Unless it's like right underneath the layer, but yeah, I don't see it. It's probably in the BOM. I could probably grab it. Let me see. If I change the camera angle, it's just installing. So let me see. I posted the BOM a while back, and I have to imagine it's probably in there. Live stream. There. Nope. There we go. Those are fasteners, electronics. Oh, it just says 4.3 touch panel. It doesn't say the specifics here either. Yeah, I don't know. I did get to see the filament production line. It was super cool. That's awesome. It's super nice here. I've just been so busy. Mostly like training or what kind of stuff? Why about you end up with 2 installs of network? Oh, got it. Okay. I put a Big Tree Tech screen on my V0 and had installed the cable upside down, so that could be a possible issue for the screen not working too. Yeah, if it's upside down, it would have to be upside down on the, like on the board side, because I'm confident on the Pi side that's not the case. I don't see how that could be the case. Like, if you look at, like, I'm pretty sure that the blue is supposed to be on this side, especially in this case. Like, the pins are going to be on the bottom, so I don't think that's the issue, but I don't know. Right now, I'm not going to rule out anything. It's just not working. Something's not right. I think the screen cable is upside down. Training, work, and meetings. Got it. Hopefully there's some downtime though, man. A lot of screens are pins up. Interesting. Well, then that could very well be the issue. Getting this out is going to be a pain in the rear. Yeah, it's not going to be fun to get the screen out right now. What about power? Does that cable not provide power? I thought this was a single cable for everything. I'm pretty sure that cable is power as well, right? I bet it has something to do with something. That is an excellent, excellent, not assumption, but try flipping. Yeah, I can't easily flip it is what I'm getting at. Like, because it's wedged in there at this angle, I have to undo the 4 screws at the very least and pop it out forward completely, and then try to flip it and then pop it back in. So yes, yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was powered by the ribbon cable. I got to explore a bit. The city's pretty cool. Nice. That was always my favorite. I went to a lot of, because like I've traveled quite a bit. My mom's from Europe, and so I've been to Europe a few times, but I haven't actually explored the US much. And so that was a fun part of when I worked at Matter Hackers, and they had me going. I was like, for at least 1 or 2 years, like one of the main trade show guys. And so, yeah, like during like when you get there the first day, it's all set up, and there's quite a bit of work throughout the day of the trade show. But at nighttime, you know, the trade show wraps up at 4 o'clock some days, and you go back, change, take a little cat nap maybe, and then you get to explore the city. So that was fun. The coolest ones were probably, I went to Nashville, which was awesome, New Orleans, which was really cool, and then DC was a lot of fun as well. The picture you referenced looked opposite from the way you have yours. The thing that was confusing about the picture I referenced is this. Here, so it says, correct orientation is very important since the ribbon cables have no polarity and can be plugged in from either side. Usually the best way to identify the orientation is to look for the side that has metal contacts on the PCB connector. So this has metal contacts on this side, which happens to be the side where the writing is. But on my cable, it threw me a little bit too. So like mine has the, you know, the writing on this side, but this side has the blue on it. So in this case, the contact should be on this side. At least that's what it seemed like to me. Like it seems backwards, which is what's throwing me off. That's good on the Pi. Yeah, it felt right. Because I saw, like, if you look down, which you can't really see, but I can drop this down. We've got a sec here. Yeah, let's see if I zoom in like this. You can see like the contact points on the cable, which does mirror the contact points being on, you know, this inside here. But it is confusing that this blue writing is on the opposite side in this picture versus what I've got here. That definitely threw me for a little bit. The tab varies on side. Yeah, I went based off of the contact points, which seems right to me. It definitely had me scratching my head a bit, though. I will not deny. Oh my gosh, this is taking so long. Maybe I should have done this prior. I thought as long as I flash the micro SD card, we'll kind of blitz through the rest of the stuff, but so far that is not the case. Let me grab a bar stool. Building wheel. There are multiple types of ribbon, some same side, some opposite. Take it out and blow. Like the good old, for me, I grew up, like my first big console was the N64, so that reminds me of the N64. If it freezes, if you rent it and it stops working, you blow in it. But that makes me think now, like how many people also blew in the same cartridge I rented from Blockbuster as a kid that I didn't think of. If it's a Big Tree Tech screen, then the cable is backwards on the screen. Then that's got to be the issue then. The cable on the screen has to be backwards. Yeah, I think to actually access, I gotta redo. Yeah, so to access where the ribbon cable is, I have to undo quite a few cables. I've got to, I gotta start by removing these little guys, which we can start messing around with. This is taking a really long time, so we can start playing around with removing some of these cables. Or you have the wrong type of cable, also a possibility. I hope not, considering it's what came with this. It's just, you know what, I've got a, let's use an Allen key. I hope this didn't freeze. Does this feel normal? Like building wheel for UV loop project, it just feels like it's been here for quite a long time. Oh, it's done. It's done. Just took a while. Okay, so we've got Clipper done, Moonraker done. Let's go. I'm gonna do mainsail. It's definitely my preference. Mainsail, download the recommended mainsail config. That's fine. Configure mainsail for port. Please select the port mainsail would be served on. If you're unsure what to select, hit enter. Yeah, that's fine. Default. Most people voted to not pull the cable while the printer is powered on your stream. I actually don't know for sure, but yeah, I'm not going to pull it while it's on. things have like, I'm not gonna like, we didn't have any magic smoke. I'm not gonna press my luck today. Okay, so the last thing really should be client config. No, we're not gonna do that. We'll do Clipper screen, even though it's not gonna do anything right now, but we'll still install it. You said if there's a question about network config. Let's see. Python install standalone, it will create a service, enable boot to console, install the graphical dependencies, say no to install as a regular desktop app that will not start automatically. Defaults, yes. I'm gonna go with yes. Press enter for default X server. I'm assuming that this is fine too. It also deconstructs your wallet. Yeah, I don't know if you're here down under. Yeah, okay. I was told not to install a network server, or I think that's what it was. That's what it was called. Oh no, I hope I'm not getting sick. That's how it started on the last stream. It's only network manager you have to worry about. Okay, got it. The risk of it inserting it not square is too great. Yeah. Spring cleaning for your money. Ah, sorry. Everyone's ears. I'm gonna wait to take out the other screws for now. I don't want the screen to fall out while we're messing around with this. Surprisingly, I've yet to really smoke. I don't think I have caused smoke from a build. The only time I can recall is when we moved and one of my printers fell as we were loading up the U-Haul. It was the switch wire, and the gantry basically got thrown to the opposite side. And when we powered it on stream, one of the embedded drivers had fried itself. It's possible I've one more. Maybe I'm forgetting one. Maybe I blacked out a bad memory, but that's the one I remember was from when we were moving. So game plan is that next week we are going to start the Mark IV to Core 1 Plus conversion, which I'm really excited about. The Mark IV hasn't gotten nearly as much love lately, and once it's fully converted to the Core 1, I feel like I'm going to get a ton more use out of it. So I have no idea what the actual... We have a Mark IVS upgrade kit, and I think you need to go Mark IV to Mark IVS, then Mark IVS to Core 1, so that's probably the order of operations we'll do. Also, my Mark IV is all printed in ABS, and I'm hoping that once we convert it to the Core 1 printed parts, like, it's not going to be a mix between the ABS parts I printed and the PTG ones they provided. I'm planning on just going with, like, whatever printed parts were included with the kit. That's not a conversion, it's a new build with a few old parts. Got it. Well, then that's what we will be doing. DSI is not made to be hot swapped. I always err on the side of caution with unplugging cables with a thing on. I have damaged things by doing that. How's the VZBot doing? Oh gosh, why am I... About the same. I mean, it's done, it works, it prints fast, but it still has just crazy artifacting on every print. I don't know why. I was talking with Steve about it a lot the months following the build, and I think his is in the same boat, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that Steve was going to experiment with just removing 48 volts, and I'm pretty sure this is a conversation from many months ago, but I think he was an experiment with swapping out the 48 volts for 24 and seeing if that was part of the issue. But we tried a lot of things on stream at one point. We tried a lot of things. I remember that one or two people on the VZBot team were in that stream and they were convinced it was like an acceleration thing, that I had to print faster. But we ramped up accelerations to pretty ridiculous speeds and it did not correct it. If I recall, the Mellow VZBot uses LDO 2804s, which are known for crazy VFAs. I can't remember if Steve swapped out his drivers or not. I know he had some serious issues during the build with some of the drivers, but I think he might have just ended up getting new of the same ones. That would absolutely be worth trying, swapping out drivers. Although I don't think they were LDO drivers. I'm pretty sure that they were... I'm pretty sure they were Mellow drivers. Oh, well, yeah, you said LDO 2804. I'm pretty sure... Oh, the motors. Got it. Got it. Okay. Then you're right. Yeah, I think they're the super powers is what they are. Like, they're what the... Not the model number, but the name of them are. I would love to get that thing just purring. I mean, it's such a cool freaking printer. It's got Beacon on it, it's got Goliath on it, it's got the carbon rod, like it's got all-wheel drive. It's a super cool printer. It just, the VFAs suck. Like it, you know, for like rapid prototyping of something or just a rough part that doesn't need to be looking great, it's fine. But outside of that, it's just, parts don't look that good. %95%. All right, let's see what we're gonna do after this. I assume we are gonna be flashing the board. Where is the LDO docs? Did I lose them? Ever since watching the build series, I've been dreaming of getting a VZBot for myself. Now I'm starting to rethink this. Yeah, I don't know if I would go with the kit. I mean, I don't remember not liking a lot of things in the kit, but there's definitely something up. I don't think it's an issue, so I'm almost positive it's only an issue with the one that me and Steve built. I think that Nero built the larger VZBot. That's the weird thing too, though. I assume the larger VZBot's using the same motors, but I'm pretty sure from Greg from Greg's Maker Corner and Nero are two people that I know that built like the 330 variant. I don't remember hearing anything about artifacting issues. So I don't know what the deal is. My experience with the bigger, something wait, all right, let me catch back up. I've had very nice looking prints at 2504s and Honey Badger classifieds. Highly recommend those for quality above the rest for my testing. 2504s and Honey Badger classifieds. Okay, so for Brico random ones, swapping the motors to 2504s would probably fix a lot of the artifacts you're seeing. And you said you think that mine is running, what, it was 2680s. My experience with the bigger LDO motors is generally you have to run them fast. We did play around with that. Now I'm running Krakens in there and they're doing better on that front. I do have two Kraken motors that are, I think, just sitting, so we could potentially throw those on something. I guess we need to switch the servos. All right, are we done? Nope, we're still not done. Oh, interesting. Leviathan board is pre-programmed. So... 2504s. Nope. Are they not Fabrico motors? I assume you said HP that they were Honey Badger. These are LDO. Speedy power motors. Oh, got it. I might need to get a cough drop. I don't know what in the world is going on in my throat. These guys, LDO 42, 2504. No, speedy power. Yeah. So I'm running LDO super power. I think super power, right? Super power mothers. Yeah, so I'm running super powers, which are 2804s, and these are speedy powers. Got it. S55, our long shaft, which I think is what I need for the BZ-Bot. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Got it. My Kagan's died and locked bearings. Not my favorite. Ooh. If I remember correctly, they are 5160 with high torque motors. Installed network manager. I think Jack's back. Jack? You all done? You taking the stool out there? Okay. Just grabbing the stool. What's that? Okay. You can borrow my gloves. Okay. Seen Aaron's gonna pop through that door. I feel like, is there a show? Oh no. I think I'm thinking of Seinfeld, where like people always just pop through the door. Okay, so we're done. We're done with this. So now that that's the case, let's see what happens if we reload. What? I can. Do you have a preference? Okay. Come in for a sec. Say hello. It's nice weather, so Aaron's gonna do some gardening. Gardening tools. Yep. All right. Okay, so yeah, we have to get the. That's right. We have to get the ID for this. People complaining about Florida being cold make me laugh. They have stronger magnets so you jerk around a bit more at slower speed. I don't know. I haven't experimented with too many larger motors. Okay, so we now need to go back and or can we get our, hold on. Okay. So Leviathan board's pre-programmed when you receive it. If you need to update Clipper, we're just gonna leave it for now. In this step, we will obtain the USB ID of the Leviathan mainboard and Nighthawk tool board. We'll use these IDs to modify program. You refer to this guide for different methods of obtaining the USB ID. Okay, this method is applicable if you installed Fluid. No. Use your browser to access your printers. When you install them, click Machine. Devices. Huh, I don't know that I've used this method before. Let's try this. So, Machine. Where was devices? I don't see devices. Have to find my train and my keys. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Sounds great. Is there a setting I have to enable to basically have that pop up there? Or is it, I assume it's not shut down. No. Yeah, I don't see it. All right, well, let's try it via SSH. Log in SSH, cool. So let's just quit out of Kaya and run this. Okay, we've only got one device. It's an RP20. Wait, that's our. Open the printer.cfg. Word. Nice. Okay. So. Thank you for that. After opening click devices, make sure the serial tab is selected and click refresh. You should see one or more devices show up on the list. Depending on the number of USB devices connected, you should see one or more. The USB ID you want will be under the box named path by ID. Okay. So that is going to be our MCU then. Nice. Am I correct in assuming that we still need to set up Nighthawk? If you have multiple boards connected, you need to correctly match up IDs to each board. If your boards use different types of MCUs, you can differentiate the difference between each chip with an ID. For example, RP20 or similar. If your boards use the same type MCU chip, just need to add it. But do I not need to get a? Oh, you know what? First off, this is the sample config, right? Is there not a? Surely there's a config. Is there not? Configure. Okay, wait, hold on. Download the configuration files and upload it. Here we go. The software and firmware both successfully installed. We now move to adding Clipper configuration files. Basically, it's a Clipper download config files here. Okay, so we don't need all of these, but we definitely need printer.cfg. Actually, let's just copy this. I'm going to okay, so MCU, we can copy this to here, and then we should be able to delete this. We can leave maincell.cfg up top. Okay, so this should be what we need for. Can we get this from here? Or no? Do I need to run this command? I haven't set up Nighthawk in a minute. We can see if this does it, I suppose. That's the same command we just ran, is it not? So that's not it. Let's see. LDO Nighthawk. GitHub. I think the RP2040 is the Nighthawk. I don't think so. No, this is the... Actually... Nighthawk should have Clipper pre-installed. Yes, it is. Wait, so we're saying that this is Nighthawk? That doesn't... We should have two serial IDs. There should be one... The RP20 and device USB. You're saying this is Nighthawk? The serial ID for the one for MCU is the one in the serial tab. Got it. So this is, we got this right. But for the USB one, we also need to add, like, I need to grab its serial ID, do I not? Try LS USB. Hold on. Nighthawk 36 GitHub. That serial for the MCU is for the Nighthawk. Your Leviathan isn't showing up. Is it because of how I'm connected? That's right, you're right. So this is what you're saying. This is our Nighthawk board. Yeah, so this needs to get replaced. Try to do an SSH. We're SSH in right here, and I did an LS USB. Check if you have anything in dev. LS L dev. No, that was wrong. Double tap the reset button on Leviathan. Where is reset button on Leviathan? And I see two buttons. Reset. I don't know if I can double tap it that easily. Hold on. Okay. Let me check really quick here. 1 second here. LDO, Leviathan, docs. So we have it set up with UART. Check devices. Check devices under here. This guy assumes the Raspberry Pi is already imaged with the Raspberry Pi OS. Yeah, we did that. Verify that you can remotely connect to the Pi. We did that. Bug fix for the Raspberry Pi Boet. Oh, we don't need that. Yeah, we shouldn't need that. We should. This is what we're running, so maybe that's the issue. Can you scroll down on devices? No. There's an echo in here? What? Nothing's changed audio-wise. Isn't the TTY one the UART comms? I haven't ran UART in a really long time. Maybe? Dev TTY. Not 2 slashes, just 1. That seemed to work, no? You two. All those 3 strings refer to the same serial. I don't know. I've never used this, like devices in here. I always do it through yeah, these are, yeah, I think you're right. I think these are referring to the same thing. Let's see, because we're running over UART, so maybe that's the reason why. UART interface. So maybe we need to edit some stuff in here. Configure for UART only. Let's try this. It's UART is how it's hooked up. Oops. That didn't work. Why is that not working? Did we? No, it's not USB. It's UART. I think that's the issue. I think that is why things are not working. I don't know that I've ran UART in like the last 4 or 5 years. Right click to paste it. Yeah, I am right clicking. That's what's throwing me. It's not, right clicking is not happening. Copy. Right click. There we go. Do not delete this file. The file you're looking for moved to boot/firmware. Okay. All right. You should have a USB cable from the Pi Leviathan. Not for this build. Yeah, this build doesn't use a USB cable from the Pi Leviathan. At least not according to... Where is this? It's because of space. There's not space. I'm pretty sure that the USB port is completely blocked on here. But yeah, if you look at, let's see if I pull up the image. So yeah, you can see right here, this is how it's connected. It's using a hat and then a cable connecting it. I'm gonna try, let's see if we can get it working on a UART. It says, and delete console equals serial 0. That's just for power? No. No, that's not just for power. Where is USB on this, on the Leviathan board? I can't. I don't see it. I don't think it's possible with the SSR. But this if we're gonna go with USB, then I cannot use this cable, because this cable is definitely more than power. Yeah, this is UART. Yeah, this is data and power. The cable included in that, it's right under the USB ports. Okay, so we don't want to run UART. This definitely needs this needs clarification, man. This is pretty confusing. I don't know. I don't know if I have that USB cable. I'm pretty sure I'm using that USB cable for Nighthawk. Oh, this little guy. Is this what you get? Is this the cable that we're talking about? This little... Yeah, there is. This tiny little guy. So you guys are saying that even if I have the UART cable plugged in like this, it's not an issue if I'm using USB. It'll just take power from the UART cable and I can do data over USB. We're getting confirmation that this is the case, right? Because I have not run this setup like this before. It's a Pi 4. It is a Pi 4. I'm going to power this thing off before I do any of this. I don't want power on when I'm messing around in here. It's also going to be tricky to slide this over because of how tight all the wiring is with zip ties. All right, we'll give it a go. Okay, power's off. All right, so I'm gonna try to slide this as minimal as possible because I am pulling on things. Dude, it is hard to see where the USB-C cable is. I think, is it under the Ethernet port? It kind of looks like there's a port there. LDO Leviathan. So you're saying that even with me using USB over this, that I should not be powering it over GPIO? Under Ethernet, got it. Yeah, I might need to pull the SSR. Yeah, there's no way this is going in without me clearing up some more space. So we're unplugging USB cable. We are unplugging the AC cable. Okay. I feel like this kit should come with a Pi 3 if everyone is saying that a Pi 4 should not be powered over UART. Why is this not plugging in? Oh my god. It is right there. There we go. Okay, that is in. And we will plug this guy in. Let me just reach right here maybe. Just use one of the 3.0 ports, I guess. Okay. I find it really odd that the pictures in the wiki show using GPI or show using UART. At least that's what it looks like to me. Okay. That is crooked. Where is this crooked now? There we go. Okay, everything should be plugged back in. Let's give it the old try. The DSI cable is going to take more time. I'm more concerned with just getting this powered on and running through checks at this point. Yeah, it's just, if it was simple, I would do it, but because I've got to remove 4 screws, try to pop this thing out, take the front panel off, and then, like, it's just, I don't know. I just want to focus on getting this thing booted up and then running through some of those startup checks. Why are we not booting? I feel like we should have booted by now. Interesting. I just received my Snap Maker U1 today, so I'm putting my first real multicolor print. Nice, that's awesome. Any funny LED business going on? No, everything looks fine. I don't notice any new LEDs. The Pi's green LED is flickering like crazy though, which I don't know if that's... I don't recall seeing that previously. You can kind of see it right there. It's just like a light flicker. But yeah, it is not booting. Oops. Might have changed IP address. I will check. Is on auto start, check this system. It's not showing up on the network, which is not a good sign. Yeah, it's not showing up now. I'm tempted to just run it over UART, man. All right, we'll try it one last time. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna try running it over UART. If I understood down under correctly, you're not supposed to have USB and the headers plugged in at the same time though, right? I asked that question and was told it was fine. Yeah, SD card hasn't, I haven't been near it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna unplug USB and go back to just trying UART at this point. All right, it's powered off. I'm just going to unplug on the Pi side for right now. There we go. Power back on. Okay, so now just the headers are plugged in. Well, yeah, based off of this, where is it? It doesn't seem that complicated. If it doesn't boot up now, then I'm very confused as to what happened. Because it should still be booting. But yeah, microSD card looks fine as far as it being pushed in. The UART cables are still fully seated. I don't think anything else would have unplugged when I slid the board. What sucks right now is that the printer is not even showing up on the network anymore. I used Esoterical for my UART setup on the Leviathan. I just don't get what would have happened to make this not want to boot anymore. Like, regardless of config change, even if it errors out, we should still be getting mainsail. Let me close out of this app and check one more time just to make sure it's not a different IP. It should pop up regardless, but yeah, it is not showing on the network. Why are we not showing on the network? I could try SSH. 0.2.168.105.159. Yeah, it's not there. What happened? I am very confused. Do you have a Pi power supply I can use to boot the Pi on its own? Yeah, probably. I think that the cable, let me see what's the battery like on this guy. 100%. I think that the cable I'm using for, oops. The cable I'm using to charge this iPad is probably sufficient. Let me check though. Let's see. Input, output, 5 volt, 3 amp, 9 volt, 3 amp, 15 volt, 3 amp. Yeah, this should be sufficient. I don't know if I have the reach actually. If I have an extension cable, that's how I'm plugging in this. If I unplug this, then I lose. Damn, I don't know that I can plug in both. I can try to plug, if I unplug the printer, I can just power on the Pi and see if the Pi shows up on the network. So let me unplug this and just try to power on the Pi. And see if the Pi shows up on the network. The flickering's really weird. I don't recall seeing this flickering before. Can you see that? Like the green light instantly goes into flicker. Usually on boot, it's not doing that. At least I don't recall doing that. I remember like a couple of little light flicks, but you try removing the Pi from the MCU. Sure. I'm gonna unplug it on the MCU side. It's easier. Still doing the same thing. Why are you powering it that way instead of from the board? Because we were trying to rule out, it was a suggestion someone made, to rule out that there wasn't some sort of issue with it getting power, which doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, it's just not booting. Now you need the screen. I don't have another SD card. This is the only SD card I have for this. We can try reflashing it, but that's about what I got right now. Is there anything plugged out in the USB ports on the Pi? There is. Nighthawk is plugged in. We can unplug that. I'll kill power on this again. It's just unplug, isolate everything from the Pi. So no more USB cables plugged into it. No more ribbon cables plugged into it. And the hat has, this is just an empty cable. Yeah, it's not normal. It's definitely not normal. That looks more normal. That looks a lot more normal. Did you reseat the SD card? I didn't touch it, but I don't really want to touch it. Okay. So it was definitely the USB device. It was the Nighthawk in this case that was causing that to happen. So let's see. Okay, so what I'd like to do is boot this off. We're gonna try UART, everybody. We're not gonna try USB. I'm just gonna try it, see if it works. That's what my mind is. My mind is set on right now. So shut this down. We are going to, this should be good. I did shut it down. So we're good with that. We're going to plug this guy back in here. Like that. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this ribbon cable for right this second. Let's try plugging this USB cable back in. Is it seating weird? I don't think so. Okay, let's see if we can boot now. Like this, okay? Let's see if we can boot. That looks like it's booting fine. I don't doubt, Armor, I don't doubt that it does work, like the way, method you're saying it. All I know is it was booting and then I plugged in that USB cable and it started freaking out. Even when I unplugged it, it started freaking out again, but UART looks like it's gonna work just fine. So I want to give it a go. Screen cable's not plugged in at all. Yeah, it's backwards on here. Someone mentioned that earlier. Okay, so let's just go through this. If it doesn't work, I will try USB. But let's just see if this will work. So SSH, not SSJ. $159. Wait, that's not my password. I think that's my password. Okay. So this is saying for UART only, we did that, and delete console equals serial and the baud number. So we want to delete. Hey, LTX. Okay. So that looks fine. Okay. Okay. We did that. Now it's saying to edit this file. So let's try that. Is that the same file that we were just in? No, it's not. I wonder when all these files got, like the paths got moved. Okay, so we're here now. And add the following at the end of the file. Okay. What I don't know is what I need to grab to actually put in the config file. So I'm curious to see once this reboots. So I still do not see it. How? I'm curious. All right, hold on one second here. I was wondering what time it was there. Did you reboot after? Wait, yeah, I did reboot. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, Armor. We'll get it. I'm not worried about getting it. I wish we got it sooner, but yeah, no big deal, man. There should be a section on here. Let me see. Is it under installation? There should be a section on UART. Does the Leviathan need flashing to use UART? I don't know. Let's see. Where's the docs? Okay, so we did this. Let's continue on. Catapult is recommended bootloader for Leviathan. The USB interface should be used for both USB and CAN. The USB interface should be used for after flashing. Some people will be able to activate the bootloader by quickly pressing. So this is, the device should be wired as shown and powered on. The USB cable is required for both USB and UART configuration for this step. So it definitely looks like I think we're gonna just reflash it. We're gonna go through this process. Are you making it to Rocky Mountain? I'm not, yeah. I don't know what traveling I'm doing this year. It's still tricky with the newborn and kind of everything. I really wanted to go to JERF, Japan Rep Rap Festival, but that's not gonna happen this year. Okay, so this is saying we basically need to power off the machine and plug in USB. So unless I can plug it in right now while it's on, I would think there wouldn't be an issue with plugging in USB while the thing's on. I've still got the cable right here. I don't think plugging in USB is gonna break anything. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I can do it. The SSR is like really close. Try not to touch it. There we go. Okay. GFU device firmware upgrade mode allows bootloader firmware. The device should be wired in. Got it. It's highly recommended only have the Leviathan connected to the RPNS process. All the USB devices should be disconnected. I can unplug the. Yeah, I'd really like to make it to an event or two, like in the not so distant future. It's just tricky. Imagine it now showing up in the USB devices. I can check. I would assume it's going to require a reboot, right? Wait, it's right there. Well, oh, you guys can't see that. It's right when Armor goes to bed, it works. So yeah, it is right there. So we can run this. Oh my god. All right, well let's just keep it like this. So this is our MCU. That's hilarious. Okay. And this is, we're gonna grab this for that was already correct. Yeah. Okay, so quad gantry level points must be specified. Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave everything as is. The only thing I'm gonna do in a sec here is, where is quad gantry level? Prime quad gantry level. Why is it not? Oh, it's right here. Points. It's pretty silly though. Option pin and section probe must be specified. Okay. Probe. Is it going to be under here as well, under quad gantry? Timeout, quad gantry. No. Probe. Nope. Where is... I don't even see a section to specify probe pin. I saw probe scroll up. Fan, heater, extruder. Yeah, I don't see a header for probe. PMC temperature sensors, fan, idle, quad gantry. I don't see a section for probe. Unless it's, maybe it's just, it's grayed out. Let's see. Printer. Uncommon for Leviathan. Okay. I assume that this needs to get... Control F. I did Control F probe. Control F probe. It's not, it's like skipping. I don't understand why it's not finding it. This is, yeah, this is an official. Oh, hold on. Let me do. Maybe it's a separate file. No, it wouldn't be a separate file. There's no separate files. That feels weird to me. I mean, that could be the case, Phil, but I would think there would be a... I'm gonna clean this up a little bit too while we're going through here. Like, we don't have a Manta M8P, so let's just delete this section and comment for 120 build. We don't have an end stop, but let's go top down. Hold on. Web GUI, include mainsail.cfg, which we have up here, so we can delete a copy of that up there, and we can enable it right here. We can delete this. Okay, so this is saying there should be include LDO. Okay, so this is part of the issue right here. We need to include a file for it. So let's delete this. We are running Nighthawk. Okay, so we gotta upload some files. That's what it looks like is going on. So let's save and restart. No. Config files. Okay. So we need LDO Leviathan. And then we need LDO Nighthawk 36. Okay. Oh. It didn't want to download those. Why? Download and verified file. Download and verified file. Okay. Now let's do a restart. Line 50, that was probably a mistake on my part. Oops. Yeah, that was an error, my fault. That should not have been uncommented. Pin and probe must be specified. These are all aliases, though. I don't think you really... Alias XY. No, this is Leviathan, first off. It wouldn't be touching that. It would be in here. It'd be probe. Okay, so we're using clicky as well, and that is missing, and I feel like that would be... Okay, clicky. Yeah, so this is probably where we're defining probe section. Yeah. We are doing things. I have to assume there's probably a place where I'm gonna comment. Oh, come on. Also, we're gonna get the giveaway open in 8 minutes. I know it's running late today, but it's been a strange stream compared to what I was expecting. Clicky, there we go. Printer out CFG. All right, let's see if there's a section. MCU, temperature sensors, X-Sense steppers. Uncomment if using end stop switches. We are not using end stop switches. Uncomment for Leviathan. Uncomment if using sensorless homing, which we are. Okay. Uncomment for 180 build. We're not using a Manta. Okay, we did that. We did that. Z steppers. ADXL. I assume we can uncomment this probably, but we'll leave it for right this second. Giveaways for me today. Yes, we are making progress. Okay, uncomment for Nighthawk 36. Uncomment the pull-up resistor, or I'm gonna assume yes. Sensor type, I don't know. I assume that the answer is yes. Actually, I know it wouldn't know what our sensor type was. I'm gonna uncomment it for now. So we're using a Galileo, we are using a G2 pocket watch. We are not using a BMG. Make sure you update below for the relevant driver. Should be 2209, I believe. Uncomment for Leviathan. Okay. Okay, so we're using Clicky, so we can delete these other files for now, at least. Okay. We should have that. We should also have this. We don't have bed fans. Uncomment for Leviathan. Oops. Okay, let's do a reboot. We're gonna have to define the pin, I imagine, in the clicky. Pull-up resistors on a valid section, G-code toggle filter. Option, pull-up resistor, G-code macro, toggle filter. G-code macro, toggle filter. Where is it getting pull-up resistor? Oh, here. It belongs to this section above? What do you mean? Oh, it belongs to this, you're saying? This whole section? Generic chamber, bed fan, generic sensor pin, chamber temp. Is this if you have a chamber heater? I don't, all right, let's leave that for now. I don't fully know what that is. Unknown heater chamber. So maybe we do have to. Set chamber, all right. So let's try to comment this and set this. Let's see if that works. That did work. Okay. Clicky config. Probe. Toolhead board probe. That's probably correct because it's using an alias probe for toolhead board with a pull-up resistor. That's likely fine. Okay, we're alive. Oh, that's not right. That's because chamber. We don't have a chamber thermistor, so we probably need to disable that. Oh, that's for the chamber heater. Got it. That is for the chamber heater. So there must have been another segment for that, if that was airing out. So set chamber, chamber temp, verify chamber. Yeah, so we don't have a chamber heater. It's section with what is it? It's config. Let me see. If we search chamber, it'd be up. Where does it get defined? G-code macro heat soak chamber, verify heater chamber. Okay, so we don't have. We should be able to disable all of this. It's going to error out now. Bed fan control, generic chamber. Nice. Cool. We got it. Yay! All right. Sick! Okay, let me do a few things here. We're gonna flip this printer upright, and then we're gonna open up the giveaway, because I realize it is very, very late for people not in the US. Or not necessarily US, but in this part of the world. All right, so let's just flip this guy up like so. Okay. Okay. What are we doing? We're doing giveaway. Giveaway link, giveaway link. Copy responder link, short URL. All right. Is it late or early? It is, depending on where you are, yes. The answer is yes. Okay. So we are alive. That feels really good. Much later in the stream, I thought we'd be here about 30 minutes in, not 2 hours in, if I'm being... I had high hopes, I really did. So let's now go back. Too many tabs open. Let's see, LDO, Micron Plus, wiring. Startup checks. We're using fluid. We are using clicky. We have to configure clicky for sure. In Sweden, it's, dang, yeah, 10 o'clock. Man, another Swede in my chat. My mom is from Sweden. Most of my family lives in Sweden. I have not been since I was, I think, 13 or 14. I want to go back. It's only 10 p.m. For some people, that's late. Yeah, Polymaker giveaway link is officially pinned in chat. Is officially pinned in chat. Okay, verify temperature. If your heaters are still disconnected from the initial flashing process, now it's going to connect them, being properly reported. Navigate to Octoprint, verify temperatures of the nozzles in bed are present and not increasing, which we can verify. I try to be asleep by 10. Lately, for me, it's been around midnight, which is a lot better than the 2 o'clock I was doing for a long time. I'd like to get it earlier than that, but it doesn't really happen. I'm in the Netherlands, but I do speak a little bit of Swedish. Nice! I only know a tiny bit. I can say, hey, hoe mår du? And then, vad är bra tack? And then, varsågod. And if I eat something that my mom makes that's yummy, I say, väldigt gott. And I know like some basic stuff, like I can count a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, not a lot. Hey, PC. All right, so our temperatures look fine. Verify heaters. Navigate to the temperatures and type in 50, followed by... Okay, so we're going to heat up our extruder. Boom. Our fan is kicking on. I hear our fan. That's good. And our temperatures are indeed climbing. Yeah, I can't roll like my tongue. My mom, I remember like growing up, she was trying to teach me how to say certain things, and she can do a great job. And I'm like, I can't do it. I've never been able to do it. So there's certain words I just butcher because I can't get the right sound. But my mom, there's like, I think it's gibberish. But when I was a kid, my mom used to say this, like, it's like a tongue twister. It's like, it goes, hector hinto haris the hurris. Wait, hector hinto haris. I can't remember the whole, I can't remember the whole thing. I'm going to Sweden next month. Oh man. What part are you going to? I sleep from 2 a.m. to 6:14. That sounds awful. Nice. That is not, that sounds awful. From someone that has gone a lot of their life without sleeping a ton. That does not sound long-term very good. You're welcome anytime you'd like. Yeah, I know Erin would love to go. We've been together for 10 years and I've only ever been able to show her pictures. But yeah, I've got family in Gothenburg. I've got family in Urust. It's like a small country, it's a countryside town. That's where most of my family lives in Sweden. There's another section, but that's the two places I primarily have gone. And then some of my Swedish family now lives in France a little bit, and then some in Switzerland as well. Orebro. I don't know if I'm familiar. I don't know if I've heard of that area. Sounds like the opening lines from Pretty Fly for a White Guy when you do it. Thanks. Nice in Skien, close to Copenhagen. Thanks for getting back with me on Discord. Not knowing if a message got to the other side feels so 1800s. Yeah, no worries at all. No worries at all. It is heating up the bed. We're at 48 Celsius. I feel pretty good about that. I don't think I'm gonna run a PID tune until I've got the panels on, because in the garage with like the heater, it's a very not ideal environment for how it's going to be like once it's actually enclosed. Verify fans. Okay, hot end fan we know is working because I already heated it up. Part cooling fan. Let's see. Fan. One side is working. And the other side is indeed working. Our fans are working. Show you guys for proof. Our fans are indeed spinning. LEDs are not working, but I probably have to hook that up later. It's probably just a config thing, I assume. I don't know that I actually saw a section for LEDs. So yeah, fans are spinning. Let me turn them off. Oh. Turn them off. Okay, they should be stopped spinning now. Controller fan, I can't verify that right this second, but it's set up to, there are mounts set up. Typically will be triggered by heating the bed. I don't know if they turned on when I was heating the bed. I didn't hear them actually. So I might need to adjust that. Maybe it's because, yeah, they definitely don't appear to be spinning. So I'll have to figure that out. My wife is from DK. I have a few friends in Jacksonville, Los Angeles. Nice. That's awesome. Wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, I think we're gonna do the wiggle, wiggle. Do the wiggle. So I gotta play with the fan. It's probably just a config thing. Maybe it's not assigned to their, oh, it has to be assigned probably to the right fan, but look at the settings. So to verify each stepper motor is operating correctly, yes, stepper buzz X. Let me get you guys into position. There we go. Okay, so I think it's supposed to move, I don't remember actually if it's supposed to move right and then left, or ensure the motor which responds when expected, ensure the motor moving cleanly forward, correct direction, it moves backwards. Okay, the back left gantry motor will rotate clockwise and then back counterclockwise. So wait, say back left. All right, so let me see. That is not right. I plugged those cables in incorrectly. I knew there was a chance that was gonna happen. It's the back right one that's moving right now. Do I want to swap pins or do I want to just physically unplug and plug? Stepper X. It looks like they're all set. I'd change the connectors on the board. Yeah, my concern is like with the steppers being tied to them, it's probably easier to swap. Armor! Oh my god, did you see what happened after you left earlier? Dude, tell me you saw. Literally the second you said, I'm going to bed, good night, I had to plug in USB to flash the UART thing, right? Or to catapult. And the USB just instantly worked, dude. I thought it was pretty funny that the second you're like, all right, I'm out of here, good night. And then I was like, oh my God, what you said worked right now. All right, let's just swap. Oh, these are gonna be kind of I got zip ties. This is not ideal to swap. It is not gonna be so easy to swap these because the plugs are wedged and they're zip tied in place. We might need to play around with just swapping the aliases in this case. Yeah, it literally the second you're like, all right, good night, it just popped right up like you said. I want to take a shower, I'm waiting for my wife. Got it, okay, yeah. So it's just like you said, we've got it powered over UART, or not UART, but like the UART cable, and then using USB. Are the plugs on the motors? No, they are not. We can't swap them up here. They're like in the motors. I will try to just swap the aliases because, or what we can potentially do, let me see, if we go here, Leviathan, we should be able to just swap these, I would think. So let's change all of these to Y. See if we don't break the matrix. I'm almost positive if we swap these, everything will work. And then these ones need to be X. Oops. Okay. Z we shouldn't have to mess with. MCU fan, yeah, we shouldn't have to mess with anything else, I don't think. So let's see if this does the trick. So now, if I type in that same command in console, here we go. Okay. Yeah, it's working. So it is turning clockwise and then counterclockwise. Is that what we want? Clockwise and then counterclockwise. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. And now for Y, I'm assuming we want the same thing. Clockwise and counterclockwise, and it should be the back right. Oops. There we go. Yep, that looks good. Doing a little wiggle. Yeah, this looks correct. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the stepper itself. Yeah, I realize that, especially with this being a coaxial, like, yeah, I'm looking at the actual rotation on the motor. So that should be fine. So now we need to move on to, I think you're gonna like it nice. I think you're gonna like it. Front left corner of the bed moves up and back down. So this is, what is it? Z, just Z. It is doing what it's supposed to. Okay. Z1 is gonna be back left. Nice. Nice. It's doing it. Z2. Once this one stops moving. Looks good. All right. Last motor. It's clicky's what comes with the kit, so that's what I'm running for now. Long term, I will probably swap it. Probably. But honestly, cool, it's all working. This, I don't think this bed's gonna have to get leveled very often. It's pretty thick for the size printer it is, so we'll see. I'm gonna run clicky for now and then go from there. Okay, oh, and then extruder. Extruder moves, direction will be tested later. Okay, so we're just gonna test that the extruder is indeed moving, which hopefully is the case. Can I see it from the front? Oh yeah, you can see it with the, sure looks like it's moving. Yeah, knob is wiggling. Awesome. Okay. We are done with that. Hey, GPs, we're stateside, Anne Marie Island, Florida. Nice. Won't be online for long. How cool. Are you vacationing? My brother actually just moved to Florida. I don't know the exact location. I know it's like 50 minutes outside of, not Miami. Oh. What are some other big, it's one of the other big cities in Florida. Not Miami, but I cannot think of it right now. Might be time to Frank and build my second 3D printer. That is a Bear Prusa. Orlando. I think it's Orlando. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Orlando. Thank you, Tuxedo. God. Okay, end stops. The motors should not be energized for the step. Usually moving the toolhead by hand. If they are, we don't have any end stops to check outside of clicky. We can throw clicky on and see if clicky gets power. Well, actually, there won't be any sort of, yeah, because this is not clicky. Okay, let's just see. End stops. Yay! I wired clicky correctly. That always feels good. All right, cool. So that's the only one we actually have an end stop for. We're sensorless homing on the other ones, so that feels good. I did check continuity, so I felt pretty confident that my wiring and pushing in of the magnets was good, but you never know. Okay, move the tool back to the center, repeat with the Y end stop, move the gantry, check Z end stops, cool. XY homing check. I am nervous about this because it is sensorless. I'm definitely gonna get ready to hit the oh crap button. Yeah. All right, let's just try it. Let's just try it. I've got my finger on the switch, but I'll also be ready to hit the emergency stop. Whoa! Why did it back off so? Why did it back off so far? It homed really nicely, but like, why does it bail out so far after that? That's kind of funny. It's like, I'm home, bye. I don't know why it's set up like that. Let's see if we can home backwards. Back seems fine. Y home's good. It is sensorless, but like it's usually that's a weird like homing override. It's gotta be, I mean, it's gotta be something in here that's causing that. I've never seen idle timeout, quad gantry. I don't see a header for homing override. Since you're basically done with the build, I finally decided to unbox my kit and start building it. That's awesome. Yeah, it's stepper X, homing distance, homing speed. I thought sensorless homing, did they add that? Because homing retract wasn't a thing in regular Clipper. I had to use Calico for that. Is that something that they've added? Homing speed, homing position, directions, position, man. That's normal to retract that far? For X? Maybe it's under, I don't know, hold on. Homing. Homing retract distance. Uncommon if using end stop switches. We're not using end stop switches. Homing retract distance 0. That is not what's happening. Got it. So you're saying you think I need to leave it at that amount? Is that Jack Attack?
Hey, you smash
hey, bud.
thumbs up.
You gonna say hi real quick? All right, Jack Attack's here. You been outside this whole time?
Yes.
Gee whiz. You say hi?
Hi.
Hey, nice. Thank you for the donation.
Your printer.
You like my printer? Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, it's moving. Watch. Move your fingers now. Okay. Okay, watch this. Okay. Look at the printer. Okay, ready? Look at it. Is that cool? What?
Mom.
More? Well, in a little bit. Daddy's testing it to make sure it works. It's doing some things Daddy wasn't expecting right now. You say hi, everybody? Hi. You want to press the sound effect? Wait, not that one. That mutes Daddy. Here. Press one sound effect. Only one.
That was easy.
Perfect. All right. We're gonna do a giveaway soon, and then I'm gonna come hang out in the backyard pretty soon with you, okay? Is Mommy still out there?
No.
Mommy's not out there? You out there by yourself?
When I put in God.
What's that?
I put in
No, don't press the button.
what
You're done in the backyard? Or no, you're gonna go more and play?
is that possible?
What's that?
That
No, we can't listen to that right now. You gonna go in the backyard or you gonna go in the house?
I like you.
It's my microphone, you goofball. Hey, go in the back. I'll be done pretty soon here. Then I'll go in the backyard with you. Don't turn the light off. Come on, get out of here. Is Mom back there? Come on, dude.
No.
You either gotta go in the backyard or you gotta go inside the house for a little bit. Which one do you? Yeah, when I'm done with this, leave it for now. Okay, don't touch them right now. It's yucky. Okay, don't touch. Just play. Okay. All right, I gotta close it. I'll see you in the backyard. Okay. You going inside? You can go inside. You can go. Hold on, guys. Hey, Jackson, look at me. You can go. No, don't touch that. The camera will drop if you adjust those. Hey, look at me. You have two options. One, you can go inside the house and hang out in there for a little bit, or you can go back and play in the backyard. I'll be done here in a little bit. So which one? In the house? Okay, I'll let you in the house. Come on, bud. Not that way. This way. Hey. Yeah, later. That's dirty right now. I gotta clean it. Come on. I'll let you in the house. Let's go. Come on, bud. Doors open. I'll be done shortly, okay? I know it's been a couple hours. Okay, I'll see you soon, okay? Poor guy, he got really upset. All right, yeah, I'm probably gonna call it after the giveaway. Oh, I try. It's not easy, man. Gosh, like whew. Yeah, it's like he's almost 3. He turns 3 in like 31 days. He turned on the 5th of next month. He turns 3, and it's definitely like a lot of like trying to set like understandings, but then I have to remember he's 3, so we're trying. But some days and some conversations go a lot easier than others. That's for sure. So I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about the weird bounce off thing for now. I don't know. I'll look into that more. I'll try to figure out what it is. I know GP said that like it's in there because there's something that the toolhead will crash into otherwise, but I don't see anything. Like, let me disable this really quick. I don't see anything that this will crash into. Like, the toolhead clears all the way to the corner. So maybe it's for a specific toolhead, or I don't know. But it seems like it's fine to me. Have you done full homing? I've only done X and Y. Only done X and Y. So X does the bounce off thing that you said is normal. It seems like it takes it to the center, or that's more than the center. And then Y works fine. Z I haven't done yet, but we're using clicky. So for Z, I'm gonna have to at least like manually, I'm not exactly actually sure how that's gonna work with clicky. It's been a minute since I've done that. If you're using a dockable probe, you do not require the stock Z end stop. On a Trident, no action is required. On a Voron 2, the bed placement may be adjusted by moving the toolhead as far forward as possible and sliding the bed. The physical thing. The Z end stop should be located close to the max Y. Yeah, I don't know at what point. My wires were torn off the Z chain when I first built it. Oh my god. That's intense. Maybe it's because I really shorten. I spent a lot of time crimping and shortening all the wires, so there's not much sticking off. But I guess, yeah, maybe, I don't know. What I don't know is when we're going to be doing like configuring clicky. Is it a 0.9 or 1.8 degree stepper? It's a 1.8 degree. 1.8, yeah. So clicking we definitely need to figure out. That's probably one of the last things. The end stop pin location. We don't have a Z end stop pin location. Probe check. Okay. If you haven't already, this is probably a good time to get your dockable probe up and running, including picking up and out of the dock. If you're using clicky macros, there's documentation here. You should not enable the clicky meshing module at this time. Okay, so let's try to get clicky working. I have clicky about 20 minutes of effort before banning it on tap for the Micron. I ran clicky on the Merc and it always worked really well. And I ran it on the 2.4 and it worked okay. New installation. Printer config. I have a quick question for everybody. Because it's 2:30 and we're not printing, the game plan was that next week we're starting the Prusa Mark IV to Mark IVS to Core 1 Plus. But I would really like to get this thing like printing and I'm curious, like, what do we want to do? Do we want one more week of this? Like, I will probably get all the config stuff dialed in and the screen before next week, and next week will kind of be like a ta-da, similar to today, but hopefully we're just like printing a square and chilling for a little bit. But why not? I'm not a big fan of the PZ probe. I'm running the PZ probe on my Voron 2.4, and I just find it to be slow, and I've had issues with some of it as far as consistency. I'm gonna let people vote. I'm gonna let people vote on this. I'll only leave it for like 2 minutes. So, because we've been building this thing for so long, like it feels weird like not printing before we end the series. So let me see. Next week. Okay. I'm just gonna run this for like a minute or two. We're gonna close the giveaway in another minute here. So if you want to enter the Polymaker giveaway, it's pinned in chat, and then we'll do the drawing, and then we'll basically end it there. I'm gonna grab some food. I've got to get some video work done for Lightburn / Millmage, so I've got to run the CNC machine, which I'm excited about, but also just need to put in the time. Cardo V4 works great. Had to make it non-essential in Stone Calicos. It seemed to blip during printing. So I did pick up the new cartographer, and I will be running it on my 2.4. I am getting rid of the PZ probe setup in favor of that. It's just too slow for me. I didn't mind it at first, but yeah, I just want to swap it. If you want to finish the Micron build, do that. I'll probably get it. Yeah, well, it's one of those things like we've been working on this printer for a long time, like a lot longer than I thought it would be, which I say that every build takes like twice. Take whatever time I think it'll take to build a printer and 2x it, and that's about right. But I also want to be like, if the majority of people are like, no, we're kind of burnt out on the Micron, let's move on to the Prusa, like I'm fine with that too. But if that's not the case, then I do think my preference would be to do one more and like at least get this thing printing. That way I can feel good about where it's at, and I can move on towards enclosing it and just start testing out the printer, you know. PZ is perfect for V0. I could see that. It's super compact, and the V0 is really compact as well. I could see that working out quite well. Okay, we're gonna do Micron stream one more time. There's 80% of people. I don't know how many people voted, but we're gonna do one more. So I'm gonna end the poll. Next week we'll do this, and then regardless of what happens next week, the following week we will absolutely be starting on the Prusa. And like I said, I think between now and next Wednesday, my goal will be to have Clicky dialed in, screen working, and primarily be just slicing up a file and playing around with this thing. That's my goal. So. Giveaway link has been posted or pinned in chat for like a little over half an hour now. If you want to refresh chat, you can. Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do for you. One last thing I will do. Can I copy? I will pin this link, or not pin it. I will. Toolhead LED working. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bed fans too. There's quite a few things. Okay, so the link's in chat. I'm going to give everyone that, if for some reason you didn't see it pinned, like you have a minute to fill it out. That's right. Toolhead LED and fans were not turning on the bed. I should make a list. Here, let me do that while the 60 seconds is rolling. Okay, so we need to Toolhead LED, electronics, fan, clicky. That's not it, is it? There's got to be more. Homing override. I mean, if that's, I'm not as concerned about the homing override. I find it a little silly. Like, it seems funny having it move that far. But maybe the goal is to have the electronics, based off what GP said, like have the electronics clear the Z chain. And if that's the case, like that probably is where it needs to home to. Yeah, I don't feel like it's totally necessary, but yeah, I don't know. PID, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll do PID. I'll probably do it just with the panels off for next week. Oh, the screen isn't working. Okay, toolhead LED, electronics fan, clicky, homing override look into, PID tune, rotation distance, and then figure out what's going on with the screen. That should be everything. Perfect. There is always one more thing. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, we're doing the giveaway now. We have 108 responses. I do have to, let me see, I'm unpinning it. I have to download the file really quick. It was hiding because, got it, okay. Download all responses, yes. Perfect. Download, extract, and then upload. Sorry, I was bugging out there. Definitely get into the, I had a little bowl of cereal earlier, but I'm hungry. I need some food to recharge the refuel. I need to refuel. That's what I'm getting at. I didn't have a coffee, anything like that today. Okay, so we have 108 entries. That is everybody that entered within the window. Boom. All right, y'all, let's do this. Thank you, only 89. Hit the like button. People, if you haven't hit the like button, let's try to get to 100 likes. It's only 11 more, it sounds like. That'd be awesome. I would be appreciative. All right, so for anyone that hasn't been here for one of these giveaways, Polymaker is the awesome provider of these giveaways. They are global, so if you're in the US or Canada and you win, you will end up getting a $35 gift card. Anywhere else in the world, you can pick a spool of filament off Polymaker's website up to $35, which is pretty freaking sweet. The winner will get an email from me within 24 hours, so just be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout. It'll come from my personal email, but I promise it's me. It'll have a form and a unique code you'll need to fill out that form, and I think that's what I got. Yeah. If you need to pick up some filament and you want to support the channel, there's a link in the description to Polymaker's website, which a portion does go to support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra, which is always appreciated. And I think that's what we'll do it. One spin to foreshadow next week's success. 100 likes, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Okay. We can do 1 spin, we can do 4 spins for it being February 4th. We can do 10 spins for 10 days until Valentine's Day. We can do, yeah, let's do that. 1, 4, or 10. 1, 4, or 10. The first 3 people that match up on the same thing. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do weeks. All right, Tuxie, we got 1 vote for 4. We got 1 for 10, 2 for 4. 4 it is. All right, 4 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good luck to all of you in 3, 2, 1. Boom. If Nice wins again, it's definitely rigged. All right, we got, that's a new name, I think. Draggy Yuga. You are our winner. Congratulations to you. Let's do, come on, sounds, gotta do some cheering. Congratulations. I think you're a first-time winner. If you're not, then I apologize. I'm forgetting that you won before. But yeah, I will send you an email later today or tomorrow, probably today. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you everyone else for entering in. Thank you one more time to Polymaker. And on that note, we are going to call it. It was a little bit longer of a stream today, but we got, if this is what I thought we were gonna get done today in less time, this is what we ended up getting done. I am mind blown, but a lot of it I couldn't have foreshadowed. I did everything I could to prep things on the hardware side, and it was just getting the Pi to work and figuring out how we were going to communicate with the main board, honestly, was like, that was probably the biggest time suck of it all. So either way, we did push through. It is alive. We saw no magic smoke, which is awesome. No pixie dust or magic fairies or whatever we're calling it. And I've got a laundry list of things to get done before next week that I will do my absolute best to get done. And next week will absolutely be our final stream on the Micron Plus, and we will close the book on this. I will still be using this a lot. The plan is that this will get enclosed to go upstairs, and I'll just throw a bunch of stuff at it to see how it performs. But as far as streams go, that will be it. So thank you everyone for hanging out and being awesome, for all the recommendations, all of the nice comments, jokes, just general conversation, to all of our new members, returning members, gifted members, and donations. I appreciate everyone for all your support. And for those of you that just smack the like button, thank you for doing that. It is always appreciated. So have a wonderful rest of your week, guys, and I will catch you guys next Wednesday. My family will be in town, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend, so I don't think that'll affect stream schedule at all, but I will let you guys know. I anticipate it'll be the same time, but if not, just keep a lookout in the Discord live stream channel, and I will update you guys. So, all right, have a wonderful night or day, and I will catch you guys later. Cheers.